Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Starco here. Guys, as we all thought, update 3.6 is coming today to the screen, guys. Server maintenance is planned from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or midnight to 5 a.m. in UTC time. Uh, Guys, before we actually enter into the details of 3.6 and what we think about it, just want to give you a notice, guys. I will be live streaming as soon as the updates go live. So just check in the description of this video, guys. I will have a link to my live stream. You can set your reminder if you're interested in joining me in the live stream. What we're going to do in the live stream, we're going to rank up as many characters as we can, as fast as we can. We're going to test the new content, which is not that much in this update, sadly, and we'll talk about stuff, you know, like usually. So now, guys, update 3.6. What we get in there? Well, the update is Ultimate Base. Well, the Ultimate Team, which two of the five characters in it are not even from the Ultimate, so that's kind of weird. So we're getting 5 new characters, 2 new uniform, new story mission chapters, some mission changes, a story mission character growth difficulty change, and a few other changes. So now, with that said, guys, let's go back here and pop up to patch note. They call it patch note? I think that's the first time. Usually they call it detail update. That's a change. We don't really care, Tom. Okay, so 5 new characters, guys. Nova Sam Alexander, that has no link at all to the Ultimate. Blue Marvel, America Chavez, Anti-Man, and Quasar. And for your information, guys, Quasar, for the one we're getting, has no link to the Ultimate 2. So, Sam Alexander, he's actually, even if he's not related to the Ultimate, is actually characters that we've been expecting for a long time in Marvel Future Fight. So I don't really give a shit that he's not related to the Ultimate. I'm really happy to have him. Uh, Here we got. Well, they actually don't show in the patch note what class he's going to be. To be honest, so it's, is he going to be universal or blast? I can't say right now. Hopefully we know it soon. So his leadership increase all speed by 1%. It goes up with leadership till 6%. Pretty sad leadership for a Nova, to be honest. But its tier 1 passive is good. Increase 10% of energy attack, dodge range increased by 10%. Then its tier 2 passive, ignore target dodge by 30%, increase guaranteed critical strike by 30%, and increase skill damage and bonus damage by a little bit. It's actually pretty decent tier 2 passive. Now, what's really important to know in his skills, we're going to skip the human rocket. The rocket blast is applied to enemy minus 5% decrease of all defense, stack up to 25%. Applied to self, 90% chance to penetrate with barrier effect. Only lasts 1 second though, but still a good attack to penetrate the barrier. Enable attacking enemy who has activated the in your target effect. I don't have a clue what that means. I guess we will get it later. This skill has a 6-second cooldown, so if you have max skill cooldown, it's 3 seconds. So it's really easy to get the stack up effect to 25%. Pretty decent ability. Now, next skills we have applied to self. Super armor, which is basically immune to guard break. Increase all defense, that lasts 7 seconds. The cooldown is 10 seconds, so that if you have max skill cooldown, it's 5 seconds, so you can have super armor up at all time. Plus, this ability is going to give you guard hits. I don't know how many exactly you can get when you have the skill fully fully maxes, so we're not going to say anything about how many guard hits we're going to have, but that means that every 5 seconds you're going to have 3 seconds of guard hit. That's awesome! Amazing survivability. Then you have the 5th skill, which is Nova Force. It will stun the target for 1 second and apply to self, invincible for 5 seconds. The cooldown with max skill cooldown is 7 seconds. So basically, to be honest, you are pretty much going to be unkillable. I really hope that Nova is going to be universal hero, and that he's going to be really strong, so he can actually be used in Alliance Battle Extreme Universal Hero. But there's a high chance that he is blast characters too, which will make him, not that good since we have so many blast characters. Hopefully, we get universal characters from him. Next characters is actually ultimate characters. It's Blue Marvel. Just FYI, guys, Blue Marvel biggest enemy is Anti-Man, so the next characters after that is Anti-Man. He's not fully ultimate related, but he's still ultimate related because he's the biggest enemy of Blue Marvel. Blue Marvel, who is he? Honestly, I don't really know, to be honest. I know that he's kind of popular. That's pretty much all I know, but I never heard about him until they start releasing the sneak peek. So we'll see in the story mission. They'll explain a bit of what it is. In game, we'll have a bio that we'll be reading. We're not going to go read that today because I don't want to make this video longer than it is already. So, is a leadership applied to all allies? 10% increase of all defense can go up with mastery increase. Tier 1 passive applied to self, decrease all damage received by 70%. That is crazy. That means he's going to be a massive tank. Passive tier 2 applied to self, 70% chance to penetrate with barrier all damage immune, which is pretty good. Increase skill damage by 30%, increase bonus damage by 25%, and he has native immune to guard break at tier 2 with super armor and shitty all defense increased by 5%. Now if we look at his skills, he is energy based, obviously. This first skills that's interesting is the third skills. Applied to enemy stun for 1 second. Applied to self, increase all attack by 5%, speed by 5%, critical rate by 5%. It's going to go up with the skill increase up to probably 20 or 25% attack, 10% speed, and probably 20-25%, maybe 30% critical rate. After that, you have the fourth skill, applied to self, a 100% chance for immunity to all damage. Lasts only 3 seconds though. The skills is actually a skill that's going to be a beam that it can just go on and on like Cyclops 5th skill, but the damage immunity is only for 3 seconds, and the cooldown with max skill cooldown is going to be 8 seconds. Then you have the 5th skills, which apply to self, increase all attack by 15%, all defense by 10%, all speed by 4%. So basically, this character has 2 skills that is going to increase the stack. So I'm guessing that you use 5th skills, 3 skills, 4th skill, then maybe 1 first and 2nd skill if they have iframe, pretty much. Okay, so the next characters, guys, we have America Chavez, another character from the Ultimate. Basically, she's like a Captain America. I think that she is the most recent version of Captain America in the comics. I read a little bit about her, and that's what I was kind of getting the vibe for. most likely she is going to be a combat character. Let's look at her leadership. Rising Passion. Apply to all ally, increase all attack. Not that much though. And Dodge Rage increase by 1%, so not that much either. Now if we look at her tier 2 passive, we have tier 1 passive. First, apply to self, critical rate increase by 3%, which is really weak so far. Then a tier 2 passive, apply to self, immune to guard break with super armor, defense increased by 25%. Decrease physical damage received by 50%, and increase skill damage by 30%, and increase bonus damage by 25%. Well, she gets immune to guard break, she gets physical damage received by 50%. I think that she could actually be a good use in PvP when you're fighting physical team in Alliance Conquest. I think she is going to be really strong for that. Now let's take a look at her skills to see if she has even more survivability. We have the second skill that is a big 3-second stun with the 7th, well, if you have max skill cooldown, 4.5 second cooldown, which means that you can have the stun up at almost all time, which is pretty great. Then you have the third skill that gives you applied to self 100% chance for immunity to all damage. Lasts 3 seconds with a cooldown of 4.5 seconds. Sorry guys, the stun was 3.5 second cooldown with the max skill cooldown. My bad. So the stun can stay up almost at all time, which is really amazing for Alliance Conquest. And well, if AI is smart, and really amazing for Shadowland. And the immune to all damage is going to be 4.5 seconds cooldown, and will last 3 seconds with max skill cooldown. Then you have another skill, the 5th skill, that's going to apply a stun of 3 seconds too, but with a 6-second cooldown with max skill cooldown. Still, a lot of survivability, a lot of crowd control. I think she is going to be a great Shadowland and Alliance Conquest character. Then we have Anti-Man. Like I said, he's not fully related to the ultimate, but by being Blue Marvel Nemesis, he actually kind of related at the same time. So what is this guy's leadership? Applied to all allies, 7.5 increase of all attack. That's going to go up for probably 45% is my guess. Yeah, 45% increase of all attack as leadership. Tier 1 passive, when it applied to self, guard it. Guard for 1 hit, 2 seconds, and 3% recovery of max HP. Then you have a cooldown time of 5 seconds. Tier 2 passive is applied to self, immunity to cancel effect. I'm guessing that you cannot remove his buff that he has on him. That's my guess that what it means. Increase guaranteed critical rate by 30%, and a critical damage increase by 20%. I do not know what class is going to be, but I really hope he's going to be combat characters, because he will be an amazing leadership for Apocalypse and Alliance Battle Extreme if he is. Now let's take a quick look at his skills. We have the first skills: apply to self chance, 100% chance for immunity to all damage, and accumulate damage. Accumulates 100% of true damage regardless of defense, and dodge stat. The true damage accumulated cannot extend 10% of HP. Last 10 seconds. Also increase attack by 5% for each 1% of damage taken. 10 seconds too. So the all damage immunity is 5 seconds. The cooldown of this ability with max skill cooldown is 7.5 seconds. Honestly, guys, for a first kill, this is probably the best first kills that any characters ever had in Marvel Future Fight, in my opinion. This is a crazy first kills. Really makes him so strong just to have a first skills like that. It's crazy in my opinion. If we look at the other skills, we're going to skip the second skills. The third skill we have apply to self, increase all attack, all speed, and critical rate. It's probably going to be 30, 10, 30, something like that, with max skill cooldown. With max max skill increase, I mean. Then we have anti-blast. There's a green text on it. When using manual control, your characters will continuously attack Nerby and Miles, so enemies. So pretty much like fifth skills on Cyclops again. Then we have the fifth skill, stun, plus it will increase his all attack, all defense, and all speed again. And it will actually give him a super armor, so another characters in this update that doesn't need immune to guard break, because he gets super armor, and the super armor is going to be lasting 7 seconds with a cooldown of 6.5 seconds with max skill cooldown. So you use your fifth skills on cooldown, you use your third skill on cooldown, and you use your first skill on cooldown, and then you use your anti-blast till those skills are back. That is my guess that on how this guy is going to work. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be close to that. Next characters we have, guys, is Quasar Avril Kincaid. Basically, this character is nowhere related to the Ultimate. The only place she's related to anything is S.H.I.E.L.D. The only team affiliation she ever had was S.H.I.E.L.D. She's a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, so she's probably going to be a big character in the new season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so that's probably why she is there. From the look she has, I'm guessing she's going to be a speed character. The decrease kill cooldown by 4% actually kind of makes sense there. If we look at the tier 1 passive, when it applies self, create a shield that is 50% of max HP for 2 seconds, and with a 6-second cooldown. So this is pretty great. The tier 2 passive, we have apply to self, increase skill damage by 25% and increase bonus damage by 15%, and increase guaranteed dodge by 30%. That pretty much give her away as a speed character too. So the increased dodge rate is going to be awesome with the shield that has a 50% max HP. That's pretty crazy. Now if we look at her skills, we have a second skill that is a 3-second stun. Damn. Even with the 30% guaranteed dodge, you also have an immune to all damage that's going to last 3 seconds with a 5-second cooldown, so she's going to have amazing survivability. For the other skill, kind of hard to say if there any skills are going to be good other than the stun and the immune to all damage, as we have no information about them yet. Now, those characters. Blue Marvel is awarded at 6-star for completing the story mission chapter 13-8, so that is pretty easy to get him to 6 stars. Blue Marvel biometric data can be obtained from the Ultimate Hero Chest available in the store. Ant-Man and Nova can be obtained from the Ultimate Hero Chest in the store. Kind of shitty, to be honest. You're gonna have to buy the chest to get the biometrics, it looks like. Well, might have some in the story mission, but you know what I mean. Blue Marvel, Ant-Man, Nova, Sam Alexander are not available for selection via biometric selector or 20 biometrics daily. America Chavez can be acquired from story mission in chapter 13. So you're going to be able to get her up the way you want. And Quasar is available from the Get 20 Biometrics daily package. So Quasar is going to be a paywall characters, Chavez is going to be the easy farmable characters, and the three other characters, well, you gotta spend crystal and buy the boxes to get them, and I'm guessing you're gonna have a chance it's only a chance to obtain the ultimate and Nova in those chests. So you have other characters in there which kind of crappy, make them unfarmable and really RNG based, which is terrible in my opinion. I really don't like that. I think it's a really terrible move from Netmarble, but we gotta deal with it if we want to play the game. That's pretty much what we can say. Okay, we have two new uniform, guys. We have a new uniform for Phil Coulson and a new uniform for Inferno. Phil Coulson applied to all allies plus 10% increase of all defense. Pretty shitty uniform bonus. Hopefully, a lot of his skills will change and make him actually viable as a character to be played and not just a tier 2 passive team up character. And the other uniform is Inferno Modern. Activation rate when HP is below 50% applied to self, 9% recovery of max HP, and with a cooldown of 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, if you're under 50% HP, you're going to get a big freaking heal, which is pretty awesome. Those uniforms will be available for 750 crystal for a limited time, after which you will return to their normal price of 1250 crystal, the basic basically. Now let's look at the new story mission chapter and mission changes. A new story chapter has been added. They defied to Shield HQ, the Triskelion, and the Alpha Flight Station in these all new stages. So we have a new chapter, chapter 13, with 8 stages. You're going to be able to get Black Panther, Ms. Marvel, and America Chavez biometrics through those to those mission, whatever, Starco. And once you complete the full chapter, you will get Blue Marvel at 6 stars. We're also making a few tweaks to chapter 1-3. The level and grade of some of the Valiant characters have been upgraded. Some bosses will change their skills. You have an example here of 1-8. Ultron goes from 1 star to 2 star with more mobs. We don't really care, to be honest. This mostly a thing for new player. Stage mission image have been changed, which we don't really care about. They could spend the resource in something way more interesting than that in the game. Now, the really big thing from this update is story mission characters growth difficulty change. Heroes that are available on stage 1 to stage 8 of the story mission, well, chapter 1 to chapter 8, guys, as their requirement for reaching tier 2 reduce. We used to need 150 biometrics, 300 stone, you know, the class stone, 800 BAM, and 1000 Northstorm. Now, for those characters in chapter 8, 1 to 8, you'll need 75 biometrics, 150 Mastery Stone, there we go, 400 BAM, and 500 Normstorm Cow. I think the big thing is that they're not changing the gold required for manual advancement, which I find really shitty in my opinion. So here's the list of all the characters that their manual tier 2 price is going to be reduced. Captain America, Falcon, War Machine, Punisher, Blade, Venom, Dr. Octopus, Ghost Rider, Kingpin, Red Skull, Black Widow, Winter Soldier, Ultron, Luke Cage, Hawkeye, Green Goblin, Daredevil, Iron Fist, Thor, Black Panther, Iron Man, Vision, Mockingbird, MODOK, Spider-Man, Agent 13, Bullseye, Elektra, and Black Bolt. Basically, what I just said, material cost for tier 2 advancement have been cut all. Gold required for tier 2 advancement, mastery, equipment enhancement, and upgrading remain the same. Now if we go in the other changes, wall buzz bonus effect will no longer be applied to character detail windows. About fucking time. Like seriously, it was so hard to set your stats for Alliance Battle Extreme with having the wrong stats on your character detail window. It is really about time they do that. Uh, Second point here, selecting a comic card from the card menu will now display information pertaining to that card. Well, that's about time they do that too, because it was hard to know what you were going to roll without going to look on the internet and, look up a spreadsheet that has all the information. So that is a very nice thing. Condition for reaching the legendary cinematic supply chest in cinematic mode has been changed. Stage incredibly versus mighty wolf hunting executioner axe and bifrost battle. Previous condition 6 stars hero and mythic uniform. Now new condition is 6-star hero and legendary uniform. Also, guys, this will not affect the full rewards you can get from challenge. From the cinematic battle, so don't expect if you have a legendary uniform to get those premium cards. That ain't gonna happen. It's just for the shitty bucks you get at the end of completing your challenge, your 5 daily challenge there. ISO 8 ordering in the ISO 8 window has been improved. It will now show ISO 8 in the following order: rank, stat, affected, stat, number. Let's take a look. I don't see much difference, to be honest. You have all attack, physical attack, physical attack. So basically, you have the all attack with the most damage on it at the top, then go down, then physical attack, and the same. Nobody really care about that, to be honest. New button have been added when upgrading equipment, allowing quick scrolling, which will just speed up the freaking animation because it's slow to get it done sometimes. But at least you will not have to go back, switch gear, come back in. You just be able to use the left or right arrow and switch to the next gear you want to upgrade, which is cool. In the shield app, the processor will now show what item will be produced if jackpot occur. There we go. Fine. I don't really care. I don't make videos there, but it's nice. It's nice. On the mission ready screen, if there are enough boost points, the boost point will be red. If there are not enough boost points, sorry guys. So if the boost point is red, that means you have no boost point. That's pretty much it. A screen being added showing where the wall buzz bonus applies. That's awesome because so many people were still arguing that it applied to Alliance Battle Extreme when it did not. The status board has been improved. Cinematic battle has been added. If the content has been complete, it will now show when the content will be refreshed. So that's going to be nice. We're going to have how many times we have until daily reset, weekly reset on some things. So that's pretty sweet to put that on the status board. Fix the following issues. Thor Ragnarok uniform and using Conjure Lightning. The damage will stack on the enemy. I'm pretty happy about that. I'm finally going to be able to use Thor in Alliance Battle Extreme and not use shitty Odin anymore. Oh, I'm so happy about that because I try to never use characters that is bugged. I do not enjoy exporting bugs, so I wasn't using Thor for the past 3 or 4 weeks, so I'm really happy about that. After completing the Scarlet Switch wall bus mission, the game will close app after completing this stage twice. Never experienced that. I guess some people should get a better device. Nah, I'm just messing with you guys. Okay, ability to place 3 of the same hero on one team. Well, I never seen that bug either, but cool they fixed it. Destroyer Crush skill has been fixed. Never knew it was bug. When checking another player user information, you will not be shown. Now we'll see the you. It's nice when you actually people ask you to check their account and see what they can increase. When using clear ticket after changing team in this Dimension Rift and error message will show. That's actually awesome because that was really annoying to have to restart the game when you did that. Point 11 fix an issue where a character that can revive will be classed as defeated before they revive in Shadowland King of the Hill mode. I don't know, I never do Shadowland King of the Hill because it's a whale mode. The number and type of reward given for Hero Journey where level 5 XP were given as being changed and they don't say for what. So guys, that's pretty much what we're getting for the update. It feels like a really minimal update with some really pay to win stuff, which kind of suck. I wish that they will give us some, something better as pay to win stuff than having to spend money on hero chests to actually get 3 of the characters. But we gotta deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. If we're not happy, we can always decide to leave the game. That's not going to happen for me, but I know some people are going to be really disappointed by this update and will quit the game because that, and I fully understand that too. So guys, on that, just a reminder, I will be live streaming as soon as the update go live tonight. So guys, I'll see you tonight. Until then, have a good day, have a good night, have a good sleep, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in that live stream, guys. See ya.